I have been using my cell phone as my alarm clock for the last like couple weeks. And it's extremely weird for me because my phone never, ever makes noise, to the point where so we have, I don't know if you still have it. I used to have Robo Blocker. Mm-hmm. My phone was on Do Not Disturb. When I would try to like activate a credit card or do something that required them to call me back, I couldn't do it because they could not actually contact me. And it was the fucking best, also the worst, but it's the best for productivity and peace for sure.
I was on with a client earlier and I said, have you ever heard of digital hygiene? And she said, no. And I said, how many social media apps do you use? And she said, oh, all of them. And I was like, okay, that's where we got to start. I said, which one do we delete? She's like, delete? I said, yeah, which one are we going to delete? We picked TikTok. We are distracted on average every 3 minutes in the 21st century. It takes at least 11 minutes to get back into flow. Most of us are never reaching a state of being in the zone.
Next Level Nation, today for episode number 2485, your life needs to be on Do Not Disturb. I was with a client recently who I very much enjoyed. I enjoyed my time with this client, but it was very different for me because every time the phone rang, it went off, every message, every text message, every email, it was just binging, dinging, ringing, clinging, binging, whatever. All the ings. Now, for this person, I don't know. Does their phone need to be on more? Maybe. We have a mutual client. His phone's always on Do Not Disturb, and it's a fucking issue. You can't ever get a hold of this dude. Like, never. You cannot get a hold of him almost no matter what. He'll call you back eventually. It's kind of a pain. But I also am willing to bet he is way less distracted than most people, for sure. So
100%.
On Do Not Disturb, you can do that on your phone. If you can do that with your life to the degree that it is sustainable for you, like obviously if you have kids, it's different. There's emergency contacts and emergency bypass and all that, but just as an example.
This is something that I didn't realize how extreme I am on this. And every now and then I get reminded. So I want the first thing that I say to be, you start at 0 and then you go to 1 and then 2 and then 3. So I'm a 10 on this. I have recently realized. I showed this client my home screen. There's no colors and there's no notifications. The only thing I have on my phone right now is a timer. And then I have rabbit hole in the upper left corner. And it has Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, Gmail, WhatsApp, and texts. And all notifications are turned off. I do have Robo Blocker as well. Now, why does this matter? This is something that I am certain will help you be more successful. Okay, let me ask you this, Kev. When you meet someone, and let's say you're not worried about their feelings at all, they're not going to hear this. You had to bet on them. You're betting on people. This person's going to be successful, and this person's going to hit their goals, and you had to bet money, and you had to bet me. And you had to pick 5 people you know will hit their goals, and you have to pick carefully. And something horrible happens to you if you don't pick right, okay? Mm-hmm. All right. What are the top 3 things you look for?
In this specifically or just in general?
In general.
One is, it's hard because I'm fucking not as dialed in. One is like, let me swipe on your phone and see how many notifications you have and see how many are unread and see how many emails you have and see, like, let me take a look at how many open tabs you have in your mind right now. Mm-hmm. That. And again, I'm throwing stones from a glass house because I have 100 emails right now that need to get batched. Like, I understand. But travel is always fucking terrible.
Yeah. Fair.
So hard to keep up with everything. But again, that's on me. I need to be better for sure. That's one for sure. Second one, let me see what your algorithm is on social media. Like, what does your For You page look like? And then what's in your Audible and or book account? What are you watching, listening to?
Nice.
That would be the second one. And then if there was a way, I don't know if you could, to find out like how much time on task you are, that would probably be the number one, honestly. Like, how much time are you spending on task per day? So I don't know, if I had to judge you, I'd say you'd be fairly successful, kid. you know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, but good stuff. Good stuff. I thought you would throw self-belief in there.
I wanted
But you
to
were
make
more
it
looking
about,
for like indicators of self-belief.
Yeah, I wanted
as
to
if
make
you
it
couldn't get to
about
know
this.
them, you could only see
yeah.
the outside.
Yeah.
I was gonna go self-belief number 1. Number 2 is your ability to stay focused. How good are you at staying focused? And then number 3 would be tracking. Do you measure? I was on with a client earlier and she's like, is that it? And I was like, yeah. You said you wanted to dial in your spending, right? And she's like, yeah. And I said, just track it. She's like, well, what should I do differently? You'll see.
Yeah.
Just track it. Because when you go in and go 20, 25, 23, it's like, I didn't fucking need that. Like, I screenshot Kev. Starbucks again, man?
I haven't gotten, well, no,
I know
honestly,
you haven't. You haven't.
But why? Right? Because
I screenshotted it, yeah.
Because you screenshot it.
But that's the thing is, like, if you track, I don't know why we don't do that. I'll never understand it. Can you imagine a sports team that doesn't track stats?
You know the interesting thing about that, though? Many people don't like the direction of sports because they track everything and it's making it less exciting in their eyes.
Yeah, it's less entertaining or whatever.
So I do understand why people don't do it. It like changes the way you play the game.
So human beings want to wing it?
I think human beings want to have some fun.
Yeah, fair.
And it's not fun. Dude, I literally was
fun. We're talking about success.
well, no, but you said human beings want to wing it. I'm not saying I don't think they want to wing it. When I was at the airport, it was like, I need to eat something. It's like, what's the cheapest thing here? It's like, interesting. I'm gonna get a fucking cold wrap. It's like, I didn't want to spend money. I just didn't want to spend money. It's like, okay, should I though? I'm been up all day. I'm not gonna get home until 1. I should probably like eat something that has some substance to it. And it's also the last day before the 10 pound and 10 week challenge. I got Shake Shack, so that was good. But
well, okay, so if this is about goal achievement,
yes,
because that's what the premise was, you went and looked at their phone. Agreed, absolutely. Look at their car. Look at their home. Conscientiousness. Look at how dialed in they are.
But that's the thing is like, well, okay, what are the dials? What are the indicators of dials?
I think it's focus is one of them. So what are the indicators of focus? What are the indicators of focus? Let's have a candid conversation about this. Like I remember there was times in the past where we traveled together and I was like, oh, we are built different.
You'd be proud of me this time. I fucking crushed.
I don't doubt it. Yeah, and you're more successful now. It's great.
Yeah.
But like, there was times when we traveled in the past. I'm not throwing shade.
No, you're good.
Where it was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's 4 o'clock. Fucking shit. Time to
done.
shut down, baby.
Yeah.
What do you want, Doms? We getting Doms tonight? What are we getting?
Yeah. But it's not even that. It's the indicator. Like, Emilia tells this story. She was with someone, and she was scrolling on TikTok. And Emilia and I talked about it, and she's like, ooh. And I was like, I know. You got to go through the layers. It's not about scrolling on TikTok. Mm-hmm. It's about how lackadaisical you are with your time. That, dude, I don't waste a fucking moment, brother. And the people that are successful do not waste time. That guy you're talking about, who's always on silent, 9 million last year, right? Going for 12 this year. Great. The dude doesn't waste time. Now, he looks like he does, but I'm telling you right now, he is always building something, always. And Emilia and I, we talk about this a lot, and I don't want it to be about us. You never see her not building. Never. She's always moving something forward. Like, she sent me 3 properties today already. Like, She's never, dude, your goals require you to use your time effectively. And if I had to pick one instead of three, it would be how constructive do you use your time? And maybe that's where we could go. If I witness you wasting time, it tells me a lot about you. And I'm not judging you from an intrinsic value as a human being. I mean, it tells me about your chances of hitting your goals. The person who I'm the most certain of all my clients is going to hit her goals wastes the least time.
It's not an accident.
No, it's you don't waste as much time as you used to. You used to waste a lot of time. Dude, I almost want you to roast yourself. Like, tell me about back in the day. Like, dude, like, you wanted to be successful. You wanted to be wealthy. Not a fucking chance, brother.
Geez. I mean, I definitely spent a ton of time on social media. I was scrolling social media all the time. I was in text groups. I was texting all the time. I had I had games on my phone for sure. I was playing PlayStation every night.
If you were coaching Kev, because I don't really just want every episode to be Kev bash yourself. Like, but coach yourself. Like, very practical. Take feelings out of it. Because, dude, there's a young man listening to this that is doing all that for sure, and it's like, yo, you don't understand how detrimental that is to your future.
So I think this was the disconnect for me. It was like, with the time you are putting in, and again, I know how silly this might sound, with the time you are putting in, you are way more effective and productive with the time you're putting in. So you are making progress. Sure, but that does not mean you're on the path to actually accomplish your goals, because what you're not factoring in is you have to do more of that time and less fuck off time. So right now, let's say you're doing 60-40. 60% grind, 40% R&R, right?
What were you really doing in the beginning? 40 hours a week is not 60%. You still have 72 hours left over. 112 waking hours if you sleep 8.
What's the percent? Yeah, what's the percent?
So let me give you this. So 168 hours a week, 24 times 7. All right, 56, 8 times 7. So 7 8-hour sleeping, right? So 56 hours. 112 waking hours per week. We all have, all of us. If you sleep 8, I have less than that because I sleep more than 8. Okay, of the 112 waking hours, you work a 40-hour week. You still have 72 fucking hours.
Isn't there something we weren't including in that, though?
Yeah, showering, shaving, eating. Like, you have 72 waking hours that, like,
so 72
still
available
have to
hours.
exist. Yeah, 72 available hours.
I was probably... What would 60% be? 10% would be 11, so that'd be 67.2. 67.2?
112 times 0.6 is 67.2. Do you want me to do a 16-hour day? We'll do 16-hour day, 9.6.
No, you always do fucking 16-hour days. I need to think of it as 8.
Why?
Because that's the way... I don't know.
Kev, you have 16 waking hours if you sleep 8. Right? 24 minus 8. 24 minus 8 is 16.
Okay, so what was it?
16 times 0.6 is 9.6. So it's about 10 hours.
Wait, what's 10
hours? You weren't working 10-hour days. Maybe you were. I don't know. Dude, it's hard because it doesn't include the commute. It's commute time, right?
Well, when are we talking? When we started this?
Yeah.
Why doesn't it? What do you mean it doesn't include the commute time? I'm learning in my commute. It doesn't count?
Learning doesn't count.
What?
Hold on. Learning does count.
But
learning does count. Learning does count.
Isn't that the principle, though? That's the thing.
Yeah, the principle is it has to be a constructive use of your time. The problem with this principle is what's constructive is completely dependent on your circumstances and your goals.
I'm calling my principle out and saying it's not like an 8-hour job. It's the principle of, if you have downtime, how is it being directed?
But that's actually true for everyone. They just don't know that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm saying my principle is fucked up.
One thing that I'm grateful we're doing this is we all have 16 waking hours a day. However much you sleep on average, subtract that. We're just going to use 16, okay? All of us have the same amount of time. Really think about this. What's the difference between me and you and Joe Schmo?
Well,
the person who uses their time more effectively always wins eventually.
We can do it though, because it's going to be, well, I have to go to a job for 8 hours a day. That's one. So what's your rebuke of that? That's one and it's an hour commute each way. So I'm losing 10 hours a day on my job.
So then you have six left. Yeah. What are you doing with those 6 hours? Now, I'm not saying not to R&R.
Yeah.
I R&R. I've got it down to a minimum of an hour a day. What would be my rebuke? What are you doing with the other 6?
I think that's
answer, really got to be. And are you on task at work?
I'm leaving that out completely. Like, whatever. You fucking hate your job.
Because
I don't care what you do.
it's not just the time; it's the time you put into the time. Remember when I used to work out for a half hour, and you're like, "That ain't gonna do it." You were right and wrong. You were right in the sense that I need more. You were wrong in the sense, dude, I was hammering. We only could get 35 minutes the other day.
Was it that, or was it because you were walking Tucker, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, probably that.
Best fitness person ever of all time. You're out there walking.
I wasn't going to be that. When did I say it was? First of all, you are combining goals, man. I stopped that years ago. Obviously, you just meant the Greg Plitt physique thing.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. I'm working on it. Anyways, you were right and wrong. You were right in the sense that half an hour was not enough. But dude, we did 35 minutes the other day because we had calls. And we were running behind. I was like, oh my God, I got way more work in that time. Because the amount you get done shrinks to the time allocated. It's called Parkinson's law. It's not an exact fucking science, but you do have, I mean, even right now, I mean, we have 11 minutes. We're going to get this episode done in 11 minutes. So you almost have to create deadlines for yourself each day, and it's a whole fucking thing. But my point of this is, it's not just the 16 hours. It's how much you put into the 16 hours. Even R&R, I R&R hard, dude. Like when I R&R, I'm like, I will not leave this couch for an hour. I set a fucking timer. Like Emily and I joke, I will be useless to the world for this hour. This is it for me. It's shut down, full shutdown. I'm not gonna scroll because that's bad R&R. So, and the truth is, no one needs to do this unless they have big goals. Like Michael Phelps can't not rest. He has to fucking R&R well. He has to dunk tank and ice bath and eat a certain amount of like, if you don't have goals, you're gonna squander time and you're not even gonna know it.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Right? You're gonna do the thing
have a reason
that's
big enough to not squander time. Yeah.
Of course. Last night, so I got up at, what time did I get up? Yesterday, 6:30. I worked until I went to see my client at 9. We worked until like 11. I drove an hour and a half to the airport. I probably worked for like 3 or 4 hours. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to chill. Like, I'm not going to get home till 1. I'm going to watch a movie. I couldn't get comfortable. It was fucking brutal. But the whole time I was on my phone and WhatsApp. The whole time. It's not like I just put my phone away. I got home. No. We landed. First thing I did was texted Taryn, checked my WhatsApp, checked my email, drove home an hour. Last thing I did, and again, I'm not telling you to do this, but this is what worked for me. It helps. Last thing I did at 1 o'clock in the morning was I looked at my WhatsApp, sent a few messages, looked at my emails. I didn't have any messages to send there, luckily. And the first thing I did when I woke up was that. I know.
You're moving balls, though.
That's the thing.
You're constructing.
But it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like what it used to feel like.
But
that's
back
the hard
in the day when I would witness you scrolling on social media without a purpose, that was the indicator.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against you. I see people do this all the time. It's not just you. You mentioned someone who was working at National Grid, and you noticed them just like on their phone, legging up.
They were just fucking chilling.
What does that tell you about that person's future? That's all I'm saying. Because I know what people are thinking. Like, your lives sound terrible. No. But you don't understand. The quality of our lives is actually really good, and we have self-respect. And
I'll tell you this:
I want to sell it because it's better than the alternative. I don't think it's great. Trust me, but it's better than the alternative.
There was a job when I used to work my job. When I fucking called it quits, and I was like, "Fuck this place. I'm doing the bare minimum." You expect me to get this done? That is exactly how much. I'm not going to get anything done more than that. I remember there was a time where we were just like sitting around, hanging out, and I was making like $100 an hour. I was fucking miserable. I felt it was terrible. It was just like, this fucking sucks. I'm not doing anything. I don't want to do this. I hate this.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, because what I think the most common thing would be, well, that person works at National Grid. They get great benefits. They're making good money. They're not fulfilled at their job.
No, they're not fulfilled. Yeah,
not if they're hanging
engaged.
out on their phones.
They're not engaged. They're not.
There's no
growing.
purpose there.
Yeah.
So it does suck. And there is something about the human condition that likes when you are making progress. And I don't know. There's been a little shift in me around like, and again, you can take this too far, right? Like you can take this way too far. I don't want to be like hooked on my phone. If I'm watching a movie with Taryn, I want to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But honestly, if I get up to use the bathroom, my phone's in the bathroom and I'm looking at my phone.
You're
looking
moving
at my emails.
some ball forward.
I'm trying.
Meaningful
or at least making sure
progress,
it's not going backwards.
You and I, yeah, exactly. You and I agree with this. Meaningful progress is so everything. Like, making meaningful progress consistently is where I think fulfillment is, because there's something about assuming you have goals that are based on your core values for your future. We've all had days where we didn't feel like we got much done, and your life's not going to get better unless you make meaningful progress. Amelia and I, that's a love language. Meaningful progress. Like, she loves it when I move a project forward, or I get something done, or I buy this thing that we've been waiting on, like whatever it is, like her sending the properties. Like, meaningful progress is an absolute necessity. And the 10 pound in 10 week challenge, thinking about it, like why did 30 people sign up? They want to make meaningful progress. They really want meaningful progress. You want to know why? It's going to blow. It's going to suck. We're all going to have to eat less. We're all going to have to exercise more. Fact. Scientific fact, except for the people bulking, obviously. But it's going to matter because we're going to make meaningful progress toward our dream physique, toward our goals. That's better than the alternative. The alternative is sit around and do nothing meaningful, and it's just not productive. So I think couch potatoes tend to stay couch potatoes. I think constructive, positive, contributing members of society tend to continue doing great work. And I think we've all been on both ends. Pick which one you like. And yeah, of course you can overdo it, but you can certainly underdo it too. So my three are self-belief, focus, and tracking. That if you have high self-belief, if you are really good at modulating and regulating your focus, and you track consistently where you invest your time, effort, and money, you are going to be very successful. You're going to be very successful and hopefully fulfilled as well.
You know, I used to want, and you saw this, so you know this, I used to want her to be the dude at the airport who was like chilling. You know, like in my comfies. I still like my comfies. But I want to be moving the needle. There was a dude next to me who was talking about something, and he's like, this is a $600 million deal or something. I was like, I don't even know if you're really talking to anybody, but fuck yeah, like good for you. But that inspired me. I was like, this dude's probably had a long day. He's getting ready to take a flight. He's still moving the needles forward, right? Like I like sending an audio when I'm in between things. But again, you can do that. I do that when I'm golfing. I kind of at times do that when I'm at the gym now, which I'm trying not to do, but like, I don't know.
You're evolving, man. It's good stuff.
But I don't want to take it too far. Like the gym is my sacred time. The gym is I get very little sacred time. The gym is my sacred time.
You got to protect the sacred time for sure.
Right? Like, so
But again, I'm comparing you 10 years ago to now, and it's night and day, dude. And you had goals back then. You wanted to be successful. You wanted to be an entrepreneur. You wanted to be a successful podcaster. And the hard, candid reality is not a chance if you stayed that way.
I didn't
know
a chance. That. I didn't know.
And I know, of course, and I'm not blaming you.
No, I know.
Our fucking listeners are gonna know.
Well, but that's the lesson. That's the lesson for them, right? Is like, I can't imagine it's gonna take less than you think.
Not a chance.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Right. Like, let's just say it's not.
It's not.
I know, but like, let's just say it's not.
Has anything ever taken less than you think?
Some things have lately, though, because of momentum, been easier than I thought.
Momentum, yeah, that's fair.
So that's why people lose it. Like that's why people,
and those are the people you're listening to on the gram, and
yeah, they're like, it's I just wouldn't. I don't know. I feel like I just wouldn't.
What would you do with your last billion?
No, I just put it in I just put it in the stock market. Make $80 million a year and live off of it. So I don't know, it's not even that big of a deal. It's wonky. The whole thing's wonky. But yes, so your life at the end of the day, be on do not disturb. What does that mean? Time on task, productive, moving the needle forward. We're not saying you can't have R&R. Not saying that.
You need to.
You need to. You need to have R&R, but it needs to be constructive R&R.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a piece of it. And the goal of R&R, like after this, I told Alan, I got very little sleep. I'm going to eat. I'm going to be chilling. I'm going to relax. That's so because tomorrow I have a big day, right? Tomorrow I have a big day. I have a big day Tuesday. I'm trying to make sure I don't burn down for these opportunities that we have.
Charge the battery.
Charge the battery. Okay. One of the best ways to charge the battery, honestly, this is actually going to help you increase the capacity of the battery, is to get a coach. Reach out to Alan for that. Next Level Fitness Accountability Group. We are talking about that a ton because Alan and I are really dialing in fitness. That's one of our favorite things. And it happens to be one of our favorite things that also connects to growth. Like snowboarding for Alan back in the day, not necessarily going to help you be more successful. Call of Duty for me and Alan, not necessarily going to help you be more successful, but fitness, definitely.
You play Call of Duty Ghosts?
I played all of them, baby.
Call of Duty Ghosts.
Not as much as you.
Other people didn't like it as much. I thought that was the GOAT.
Well, we can't talk about it too much because you'll get hooked on it and then you'll have to...
Hooked on phonics.
We'll lose you.
Also, we have group coaching coming up. Next Level Podcast Accelerator. If you are a podcaster who wants to start, grow, scale, and monetize your podcast, we have done 220 people, 22 groups. The 23rd group is launching in 18 days. The link will be in the show notes to the landing page. It's for podcasters only. Next Level Podcast Accelerator. It is so much more valuable than the price. It's not even funny.
That's always the goal at NLU. Yeah, we don't have like $5,000 products. It's like, I think with the discount code, it's $97 a month.
Yep, for 3 months.
For 3 months. So it's like $275.
NLU listener is the promo code.
Yes, we'd love to have you. If you're a podcaster and you want to, I know we make it look seamless. I forget things all the time. I can't remember the outro. Trust me, we can help you get there too. All right, cool. As always, we love you, appreciate you, grateful for each and every one of you. If you are as committed as you say you are to getting to the next level, make sure you tune in tomorrow because we will be here every single day to help you get there.
Keep leveling up to reach your full potential.